Welcome back. Joined right now by Virginia Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger, who is at the Capitol right now. It has been a long week for you. Just give me a sense very quickly how it's been for you. You've been through this process before to vote for a speaker, but not to this extent.
Well, in my past experiences, the speaker vote has taken one round of votes, and then we're sworn in by 3 o'clock on January the 3rd, as has been the case in the past two Congresses. This one, we are in multiple rounds to get to a speaker vote, and we'll see where we are this evening. But the speaker votes, we'll see. We'll either continue voting or we may arrive at a speaker this evening. But it has been a little bit chaotic and quite surreal to witness.
Yeah, just so people know, we are taping this just a little bit earlier in the evening here because clearly things have been fluid. But what we have been learning over the last couple of days is the behind-the-scenes dealing, the negotiations, the concessions that Kevin McCarthy has apparently been giving up to sway some of these votes. And a lot of it comes down to, of all things, defense spending, which is something Republicans traditionally have been very protective of. But there seems to be a deal with these House Freedom Caucus members to put some of that, to cut defense spending along the way.
To cut defense spending, broadly what's being reported, as I understand it from my discussions with colleagues, is that $75 billion in defense spending is now on the chopping block. And the fact that our national defense dollars would in any way be considered some sort of bargaining tool for a speaker vote, to me, is absolutely lunacy. When we are at a point in time when we are, the same majority party that is talking about the threat of the Chinese Communist Party, which, by the way, I completely agree with, the party that wants to put in place a special committee focused on how do we ensure U.S. competitiveness or U.S. readiness in the face of the threat from the Chinese Communist Party. Again, also an endeavor that I agree with, the idea that we would also be talking about just broad brush cuts to defense spending is absolutely stunning to me. And the fact that, particularly given the impact that this has not only on our national security, but in fact the broader economy and certainly the lives of so many service members I represent and service member families across Virginia, it is really unthinkable that something as, I think, basic and foundationally important as our national security and our defense spending would be a bargaining chip as it relates to a speaker vote.
And there have been other things along the way, whether it be a push, whether it be a vote for term limits, whether it be this motion to vacate, which is something that forced John Boehner out, which was before your time in the Congress here. Those are procedural things. Those are things that always get negotiated and hashed out with the caucuses before you get to this point here. Now that we went into 14 ballots. Was there a point along the way that you thought maybe it was over, maybe that there was going to be another candidate, or did you see it getting to this point with Kevin McCarthy hanging on?
Well, and Jim, I think that everyone should know that this is absolutely historic. It's been 100 years since there's been even more than one speaker ballot to arrive at a speaker. It's now more than 200 years, close to 200 years since we've been in a position where it has taken this many ballots. And so I think that what we're seeing, unfortunately, is one individual's commitment to wanting this particular role. And sadly, I'm hearing from constituents about the challenges that this circumstance is creating for them. My team, we do constituent service work, and we were informed just yesterday morning that some of the inquiries that we make with federal agencies related to the support that we provide through constituent services, that they can't answer our inquiries because we are not yet sworn into the 118th Congress. So certainly lots of the back and forth and discussions and negotiations, that's understandable, but we've had since November in the election for the majority party to get this worked out. And right now it's really creating consternation and problems for those of us who are working to try and do right by the people and deliver for the people who we represent, because we haven't been sworn in. We can't engage in constituent services in the way that we typically do. And it's precluding us from doing the business of governing. And so hopefully we will see resolution soon, but this is truly pretty historic and not in the type that you would want to celebrate.
Let me ask you one more thing, and I know things have been hectic. I know you have work to get to, the people's business. You have never been somebody who would say immediately from the get-go, I'm on board. I know when your party was in the majority before, you had hard discussions with people in your caucus and leadership to get to a point where you were comfortable taking votes. There are people who have said over the last couple of days, Democrats are guilty just as much as holding this hostage because they have the power to cast votes for people other than Hakeem Jeffries. What's your message to those people?
Well, the message is that the math is, unfortunately, if I was to cast a vote for you, Jim, which is actually totally allowed within the congressional rules, that still doesn't get us a speaker. And the reality is that, notably, I did not vote for Speaker Pelosi in the 116th or the 117th Congress, but the governing party still was able to reach an agreement without my vote and without the votes of some others and move forward. And so notably at this point in time, the majority party asked for the opportunity to govern. They asked for the ability to be able to be in that role, and it is on them to either put a speaker in place of their choosing or come to Democrats. And there are many of us who have said, if it is time to have a discussion about, who can be a Speaker of the House that might garner support, across the political spectrum, whenever you all want to have that conversation, let's have it. But the reality is that no one on the other side of the aisle has been willing, apart from, those who have not voted for Kevin McCarthy, no one has been willing to kind of walk away from their support of him. So there haven't been negotiations or discussions really in that space in any sort of productive way, because those who support him are unwilling to walk away from him, and those who haven't, some have now moved their support towards him, but certainly not enough yet. And as you mentioned, we're recording this before the next vote. At the time of recording this, not enough yet have moved in order to be able to secure that speakership for him.
Saga continues, but the Congresswoman-elect, we should still say at this point, Abigail Spanberger, thanks for joining us, and good luck over the next couple of days and whatever is to come. Good to see you again.
Hopefully we'll get it sorted quickly. And in any case, we're hard at work, ready for the swearing in to keep the legislative process going.
Final Five is back after this.